Welcome to African political arena. Now, the role of the opposition is actually to put the government in check. Now, in East Africa, especially in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, what is happening to the opposition leaders is very shocking. The remarks or the attacks which are happening to the opposition leaders is actually very shocking. Listen to the reason as to why the opposition leader from Tanzania, that is Tundu Lissu, is in custody. Listen.
Jioni. Kwenda kwenye uchaguzi ni kwenda machinjioni. Kwa mtu anayesema twende tu, anasema twende machinjioni.
Yeah. That is Tundu Lissu, the opposition leader from Tanzania. The remarks he made, which made him now to be in custody for around more than 2 months, and charges treason, simply because of saying if there are no reforms on electoral reforms, then there are no elections. Can you imagine? Nothing more. But he is now being treated as if he's a criminal or he's terrorist. And not only in that nation, go back to the neighbor, the other neighbor, which is Uganda, the same. The opposition leader, that is Kizza Besigye, we've seen him being under house arrest. He is being humiliated right, left, and center. He's also under police custody. He was actually being tried in a military court. You can imagine. And if you proceed or ask questions concerning it from the president, he doesn't want to say much. He will tell you that he's disrupting peace in Uganda. And I'm asking myself, why is Africa actually quiet? Why are we quiet when the opposition role is being reduced into something else? How do people now, how do the opposition leaders are going to actually push the government to do the right thing? How will they do that? How will the opposition leaders? Kizza Besigye was abducted in Nairobi, and after that, he's detained in Uganda. Where are we headed? Get back to the other neighbor, which is Kenya. The opposition leader, Rigathi Gachagua, he got in just the other day, I think 2 to 3 days ago. He came back from US. There were some rumors about him being to be arrested, but he was not. But goons appeared from nowhere. He was attacked. His cars, his convoy was actually attacked. Where are we headed? Is this person a criminal? Is Tundu Lissu a criminal? Is Rigathi Gachagua a criminal? Is Kizza Besigye a criminal? The other day, the other opposition leader from Uganda was shot in the leg. That is Bobby Wine. He was shot in the leg. What is happening to East Africa? What is happening to these three presidents? That is starting from Museveni from Uganda, going back to Ruto, President William Ruto from Kenya, then Tanzania, we have the lady Samia Suluhu. What is happening? Why can't they allow the opposition leaders to do their work without being humiliated, without being attacked right, left, and center? Why can't you allow them to do what they are supposed to do, which is to keep the government in check? Why are they treated like criminals? Why are they treated like terrorists, being charged for treason, surely, simply because of telling the government that if there are no elections on, if there are no reforms on electoral law, then we are not going to participate in that elections. What is wrong with that statement anyway? What is wrong with that statement? Kenya is a bit better, just a little bit, not fully, but The former prime minister, who is also the former opposition leader, is now in government. That is why I'm calling him former. When he was also engaging people in his many rallies, and he was tear gassed right, left, and center. He was being tear gassed right, left, and center, just because of putting the government in check. And I'm wondering what are we supposed to do? Are they supposed to be silent? Are they supposed to not to talk or even speak anything which is related to what is going on matters governance? We are talking about some of the nations, some of these three nations. They have these three things in common, sort of dictatorship. They don't want anybody to tell them this is what we want. When you raise a voice against what they are saying, or contrary to their expectation, they treat you like somebody who is a terrorist or a criminal, which is not right. I feel as an African, we need to stand up and call a spade a spade. Call a wrong a wrong. Let even the former Prime Minister of Kenya, who was also a former opposition leader, we should see him stand and say, whatever is happening in Uganda, whereby the opposition leader is now in custody for more than 2 months, I think since this November. Again in Tanzania, whatever happened there, that their opposition leader, that is Tundu Lissu, is in custody for more than 2 months, that is wrong. That is wrong. We should not just sit pretty simply because even as citizens, the moment we stop talking and telling the government this should not happen, then everybody else will just start fearing. Some of these leaders, they have what they need in this life. They can decide, I don't want to fight anymore for this nation. Let me just proceed and do what I'm supposed to be doing. But when they have the support of the people say, no, release this person. What has this person committed? Then even as they proceed in their roles as the opposition leaders, keeping government in check, they'll have that. They'll know that at least the people are on their side. But when everybody is just silent and they are just there being treated as if they are criminals or even terrorists, tomorrow we will not have opposition lead. Anybody will be getting into speaking on behalf of the people. Kindly let me know what you think on this issue, on the opposition leaders in these 3 East African countries, that is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, being treated as terrorists, being treated like being treated like terrorists, or even people who are actually out and about to destroy the peace of the nation. Let me know what you think on the comment section. And again, kindly subscribe to my video, to my YouTube channel, and also like my video. Thanks a lot.